The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window, I think I can skip these. Yeah, okay. I wonder. I'm kind of hungry, but I made this deal that I'd try to take better care of myself. Be healthier, you know? Don't know if I should steer clear of the takoyaki or head straight in. Deal. Sounds ominous. So what do you get in return? Nothing. I guess it's not that kind of deal. You know, Emi, from our year, we kind of agreed to watch each other's backs. And we've never heard him talk about Emi. I guess we've heard him talk about every girl except Emi, right? Maybe not Lily, but they were in the same class, and I think that they talked to each other in front of us. I don't know. Hey. The shrill scream of the expression of abject terror in Kenji's face chill my blood. It's as if I told a Catholic priest I sold my soul to the devil. Her? You sold your soul to the devil. Didn't even get anything in return? What the hell is wrong with you, man? Do you know who you're dealing with? She's a public health danger. Do you know how many people she sends to the hospital monthly with their care-placed flying tackles? She's one of them. Key player in the vast conspiracy that aims for the people's submission on everything that is manly. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I trusted your judgment, man. Thought we were brothers. You have to call it off before it's too late. The festival too. Just one of their ploys. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire, and then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm gonna have to find some place to hide in. Safe haven. Then knock out the lights myself, so I don't have to experience this horrible day. And the perfect thing for that, I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of unsettling now that I start to feel doubtful myself. Should I bother going? I've got a book I've been meaning to read. Something about an underground postal system that may or may not exist. It's short too. Could I have finished in a day? Would that be a good way to spend my time? Well, yeah, it definitely would be. But I suppose that it would probably be a better idea to head outside, see the festival, try to integrate with all the other sideshow acts. Honestly, I should at least make an attempt to keep the somewhat friendly personality that I've had for this past week. Maybe get something to eat, my stomach suggests. It's almost lunchtime, and I could grab something from one of the stalls outside. I'm soon outside, surprised, surrounded by various students and people who may or may not be their parents. Every so often, I catch a glimpse of somebody who clearly just came from town to promise of a festival. They're easy to spot. The ones who can stop staring, and behind their eyes you can tell they're thinking, now what's wrong with this one? I almost want to yell at them. But at that same time, can I deny that I've been doing the same thing all week? A wave of something like disgust sweeps over me, guilt for my own narrow-mindedness. I push the thoughts aside, concentrating on the pangs of hunger that burns my guts like a wildfire. The scent of something fried leads me to the promised land where I can get some lunch. I'm just getting my order when a loud voice interrupts me. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Having lunch? Breakfast? You mean you just got up? Suddenly sleeping all morning feels like a crime. No, I meant lunch. Honest. She's not buying it. Brunch? That's not a healthy breakfast at all. She snatches my food out of my hand and glares at me. What the hell is this girl doing? Hey, that's my breakfast. What happened to it being your lunch? That's my... whatever, it's my food. Emi places her hands on her hips and begins lecturing me. Did you really forget about your dietary plan already? You need to be more conscious of your health, Hisao. What about your heart? My heart's fine the way it is. Mostly. All I get in response is a roll of eyes. I doubt that. You wouldn't be here if that was the case, would you? Damn, she got a point. But I'm not about to concede it. It's not that bad of a heart. Certainly it can handle a little grease now and again. Yeah, sure, and it handled a little running just fine too. Emi seems unconvinced. Not surprising, as I haven't even managed to convince myself. Maybe, but you're not sleeping the day away all the time. A devious look suddenly crosses her face. Of course, if you'd been following a routine from the beginning, you wouldn't be in this situation. Hey, I've had a pretty eventful week, you know. For example, I almost died. And there was a lot of meeting people, and there was like the roof for a while, which is no excuse for slacking off, you know. A near-death experience is no excuse for skipping basic exercise. Like running in the mornings. She nods as if something important has just been decided. So it's settled then. You've seen the error of your ways and you're willing to adhere to my routine, right? I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We'll be running buddies? You know, you've already convinced me yesterday that this was a good idea. You don't need to convince me again. Not that I did a good job of being convinced. She's right about eating healthy after all, and here I am ordering something grossly unhealthy. Damn, she just like gaslighted him real quick. Like she's right, but like she just completely shifted this man's brain. But delicious. There are more important things than deliciousness, aren't there? Like staying alive? If Emi weren't here, browbeating my poor decisions, I'd probably... Hey, wait a second. Sudden question springs to mind. Hey, why the hell have you taken such an interest in my well-being? Emi shrugs and grins at me. You're the new guy. I figured you don't have any friends yet, right? Besides, I've caused you trouble all week, right? I owe you for not getting angry. And I told the nurse I would anyway. Uh-huh. Crazy little running girl wants to make me healthy. Well, I suppose there are worse fates. Okay, that sounds fine. Thanks for your concern. Tomorrow morning, then? I figure that ends the conversation, so I turn to leave. Not so fast. I feel a hand on my collar, and in a second I've been yanked backwards. Hey, no need to be so rough. What do you want now? Emily looks almost wounded by my annoyed question. Thought you could use some company. Her eyes narrow. Besides, you were going to try sneaking some more of that fried crap, weren't you? Well, I wasn't going to, but now that she mentions it, it would have been a really good idea. I was not. Another glare. Okay, maybe I was gonna get a little. Glare continues. Okay, a lot. Jesus, I'm a danger to myself and others, aren't I? I get done agreeing that I need to be healthier and then immediately start considering the next unhealthy habit that comes my way. I knew it. You can't be trusted. Now I definitely have to stick with you. The whole situation feels silly. I can only imagine what passerbys think of the sight of me being lectured by a tiny girl half my size. Maybe I should just give up for now. Fine. Do you like? I sigh. Might as well make the best of this. What do you want to do? Kimmy thinks for a moment. Well, I promised Rin I would stop by her mural, so let's do that. I confess I'm slightly curious as to how her mural turned out for myself, so I consider there are worse fates. I give a nod of assent to and find myself almost dragged bodily through the crowd as Emi races to our destination. By the time we reach the dorms, I could feel my heart pounding. My heart shouldn't be pounding just after that. I take a few deep breaths, willing myself to calm down. I'm one of the most normal-looking people in the school, but I still have to be here. Sometimes I'd almost wish that I lost a hand or something. Whoa. At least then it'd be obvious that I belong. But instead I don't even look sick. Even now I'm trying to catch my breath. I just don't look out of shape. Emi looks back and notices my state of distress. You're not gonna die on me, are you? Please don't. It'll all be all my fault, and then I have to deal with all kinds of guilt. Besides, after the last time, I really don't think I need to see that again. Last time? Especially because the nurse will totally say it's my fault. I'm sorry, the last time? She really killed someone. No, I'm fine. Guess I need to start running after. Are you not going to acknowledge that she just said that? And you wanted to keep eating your greasy whatever it was. See? It's all good. I found you, right? Yeah, it was. Maybe. Of course, I don't add that I wouldn't be in this state if she hadn't dragged me across the festival grounds. Further conversation is interrupted by the sudden disappearance of Rin. Oh, it's you. Hello, Emi. Hey, Rin. I brought Hisao along because he was going to give himself a heart attack. I was not. My objection goes unnoticed. We stopped by to see how the mural turned out. Rin nods slowly. Well, it's right here. You could see it pretty clearly. I find myself wondering how Rin's been standing here in front of the mural. Has anyone even stopped by to look at it? Are we the first ones? Obviously, we're not the first to see it, of course, but I mean, it's pretty big. You'd be hard-pressed not to see it. At the same time, I don't think anyone's actually talked to Rin about it. Anyone but us, that is. I feel compelled to say something. It looks pretty good. I'm still unhappy with the way it turned out. But I guess it'll do. She seemed almost resigned to it. I'm not sure what she expected as a result, but I guess she didn't quite get there. This is weird, and we're gonna just blur it like we did before. We stand in front of the mural, taking it all in. I take my best to concentrate at the composition of the thing. It's actually fairly interesting. The colors swoop and blend together, dragging me along with them. Like a dreamlike quality of the whole thing almost makes me feel sleepy. Try to hunt down some of the colors Emi and I grabbed for her. Try as I might not see any Prussian blue. I think that's what that is, but oh well. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Well, I guess Prussian blue is actually really dark blue, but my feet start to hurt, but Rin doesn't seem inclined to move on. Emi speaks up. Hey Rin, have you eaten? Of course, you can't survive otherwise. What about in the past 5 hours? Maybe, but I'm hungry again, so that means I'm wrong. Emi grins and claps her hands together. Good, come get food with us. Rin nods in assent. Okay, but should we hurry before they notice I'm gone? Somehow I don't think they'd care, whoever they are. The people, the art people. But I guess Hisao doesn't know that. As we head back to the food stalls, I cast a longing eye for the fried food. Better not. I'm pretty sure Emi wouldn't let me anyway. We find a nice spot on the grass and sit down to eat our purchases. Well, my purchases anyway. Somehow I've wound up paying for all the food. Surprising, my unfried food is pretty good. Silence falls as Emi and I eat, and Rin stares at something or other, occasionally eating a bite or two of her food. I finish my meal first, and then lay back on the grass. Emi glances up from her food. Tired, Hisao? A little, I guess. Well, don't oversleep or anything tomorrow morning. We start our morning runs, remember? Actually, that slipped my mind. I was actually just enjoying myself. Wandering around the festivals with these two has actually been fun. Yeah, I'll set an alarm. You'd better be there. I'll get angry if you aren't. God forbid. I don't think God comes into it. Unless there's some kind of freak accident and your alarm shorts out. That might be a random act of God. Well, don't cause any problems. Wait, don't cause any random acts of God then. Plan forms itself in my mind. It's a plan that makes me feel kind of guilty, but I throw in my execution anyway. Damn it, I've earned a little fried food. And anyway, I'm gonna start running tomorrow, right? So the actual routine starts all then, not now. Ergo, the dietary portion starts tomorrow too. Ergo, I can have something unhealthy today. Sort of a final farewell to the stuff I used to eat with the wild abandon before the hospital. Actually, I suppose I should head back to my room. I had a little homework to do, and if I'm going to run in the morning, I should make an early night. Those narrowed eyes again. You sure you're not just gonna sneak off and buy some fried stuff over there? Nah, I'm too full to bother now. Pat my stomach for emphasis. Besides, you two have cleaned me out anyways. Emi giggles a surprisingly pleasant sound. Another pang of guilt. She's got to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Or is she just that trusting? I feel like a monster. Part of my master plan, Hisao. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food and keeping us company. Here, I thought she was doing me a favor. Rin nods in agreement. I won't say see you tomorrow because that would be like predicting the future, and I'm pretty sure I can't do that. Okay. Bye, you two. Okay. I feel oddly glad that I've decided to leave my room today. Not a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm done, I'm out of Emi's sight. I make a beeline for the food stands and buy some cake. At least it's not fried, right? It's slightly better than what I was planning to do. I still feel a little bad about lying to Emi, though. She's about to notice. There's no way she doesn't. She really doesn't seem concerned about my health, and I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do. Are we just gonna, like, sadly sit here? All the other ones were like, yeah, we went to, like, the tea house with Hanako and watched the fireworks. We went up to the roof with Shizune and Misha. Like, we sat... I don't think it was at the roof. I think we sat at the mural with Rin. Are we just gonna sit in our room without Emi? That seems wrong. Is Emi gonna come to our room? My book waits for me, and I flop onto my bed and read through the fireworks display. Damn, we're really just wasting our day away, huh? Eventually, all the walking around, or more accurately, running around, catches up with me. I really am out of shape. Emi dragging me out in the morning to run might just be a good thing after all. Something to look forward to.